2025 has been quite an underwhelming year of entertainment. The age of the multi-billion-dollar franchise universe has come to a halt. Hollywood continues to churn out sequel after sequel, and remakes and reimaginings of older IPs to sell audiences on nostalgia and spectacle, but lacking in substance and value. And even with the few diamonds in the rough, and to call them diamonds would be charitable, general audiences aren't really willing to give these films a try, because going to the theater has become a luxury, a dying niche activity. It is no longer cost-effective to spend $20 to $50 for a movie and concessions alone. Why spend your hard-earned money on dinner, babysitting, and the theatrical experience, when it's not likely the movie will even be good? When you probably already have a decent enough entertainment system at home, where you won't be interrupted by strangers and can engage with the movie at your leisure. And then the film that you were going to watch on the silver screen will probably be streaming in about 4 weeks' time anyway. As someone who has a deep appreciation and love for movies and entertainment, I recognize the untenable circumstance the industry is in, and the advancement of AI certainly complicates things further. So now, with my preamble on the state of entertainment out of the way, I'd like to talk about my 5 favorite movies of the year. These are the films I subjectively enjoyed the most, but not necessarily the ones I think were objectively the best overall. Coming in at number 5, Weapons.
We're talking about 17 kids in one classroom. I want to know what happened in that classroom. Why just her classroom? Why only her?
They're our children.
I love those kids.
2025 has been a year where my appreciation for the horror genre has grown immensely. Weapons was a very satisfying and eerie experience. This movie was very good at establishing tone. The spooky and suspicious milieu was evident throughout the film. The cast and crew did a really great job. Julia Garner, Josh Brolin, and director Esahcregaj impressed me with this one. And although I still have qualms with the final chunk of the third act, it's got a top spot at number 5 in my top movies of the year.
This is where the story really starts.
Number 4, Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein.
My maker told his tale. And I will tell you mine.
This is a film that I would have wanted to catch on the big screen, but even streaming it from the couch was still an immersive experience. Having a high-level familiarity with the Frankenstein story, I enjoyed how Victor Frankenstein and the monster were depicted. Oscar Isaac really stands out with his performance in this film. The structure of the story being told from multiple perspectives was also quite enthralling. I really only had one gripe with it, and that was with Mia Goth's character, or lack thereof. This movie looked great, the story was captivating, the characters were moving, just an awesome movie all around.
Some of what I will tell you is fact. Some is not. But it is all true.
Next up, at number 3, Companion. Did I mention how much my appreciation for horror has grown this year? Companion released early this year and really appealed to my sensibilities of sci-fi, some suspense and intrigue, with a hint of love and romance. This movie left a very positive impression on me, and that hasn't changed since. By no means was this movie perfect, and the third act I still find problematic. but Companion was one of the more enjoyable movies I watched, so it gets a top 3 spot in my favorite movies of the year.
This was not part of the plan.
Number 2. Warfare.
Where are you guys?
Look for the blood and the smoke.
Multiple bad guys trying to get to our position.
Inbound! Inbound! Find cover!
Talk about a film that leaves an impression on you. Warfare was such an incredibly jarring and sobering experience. Even with my biases of a favorable stance toward veterans, this movie doesn't really edify my point of view. Contrary to so many movies nowadays, it doesn't tell you what to think. If anything, it paints a slightly dimmer picture on our veterans and war because of all the mistakes and chaos that occurred on this operation. The realism of Warfare was very impactful. It's not really a movie that invites repeat viewing, but once you do watch it, it certainly leaves its mark.
Going hot.
Gotta get ready, man. It's gonna hurt.
On my count. 1, 2, 3.
A few honorable mentions before we get to my favorite movie of the year, F1 and Sinners. F1 was a straightforward, fun film. I'm a casual fan of the sport, so seeing a dramatized movie for it was cool. The action was really engaging, especially on an IMAX screen. The characters and the story, though, were underwhelming. And then Sinners was definitely one of the better films of the year. When Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan work together, it's pretty much a lock that the movie will be good. Sinners had immersive world building and really great performances. The only drawback with this movie for me was the utilization of vampires. It felt a bit safe and rudimentary, and I think the themes and tones of the film would have aligned better with a different entity or evil force. Still thoroughly entertaining though. And now, at number 1, my favorite movie of 2025.
Nothing but the truth now. Nothing but the proof of what I am.
The worst of what I came from, patterns I'm ashamed of, things that even I don't understand. Yes, it's K-pop Demon Hunters. I had an absolute blast watching this movie. Not just one time, not 2 times, but 3 times in a week. And I was even late to the party. The music was very catchy and fun. The animation was good. I liked how they incorporated anime stylings too. And then the characters and story were so compelling. I was expecting a surface level, inoffensive, hollow good time. But instead, K-pop Demon Hunters provided interesting and dynamic characters, with a story that tugs on your heartstrings, and was a really good time. The themes of acceptance and redemption were executed wonderfully, and although the thought of the inevitable expanded universe, with sequels and spin-offs to come, does trouble me, K-pop Demon Hunters, as it exists, is my favorite movie of 2025. It left a stellar impression after my first watch, and rewatching it hasn't diluted my opinion whatsoever. And that's the gist for my top 5 movies of 2025. It was a bit challenging to get to a list of 5. The disparity of objective movie quality was vast in 2025. And even in my list of 5, with 2 honorable mentions, the subjective enjoyment still greatly varies. But I'd like to know what you think. What were your top 5 movies of the year? Hit me up. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I'll catch you next time on The Gist.